Hey traders, I've had some people ask me to analyze Apple stock. Um, I tweeted on Friday saying how the fact that Apple didn't make a new high, a new weekly high on yesterday's move when the markets were rallying so strongly. I felt that that was a little telling, and I got quite a bit of feedback via stock twits and through Twitter. I think there are a lot of passionate Apple traders out there who don't want to accept that Apple could potentially see a big fall soon. Before I go into my analysis on where I think that we're going, I really feel it's worth pointing out. Back on October 7th, I said that Apple could see 560, and that was on October 7th. So that puts us right around here when we were trading somewhere above 630. And falling to 560 seemed like a big fall, and it's exactly what it did. And actually, even when it got to 560, I didn't even feel. I felt that it could go further. I felt that it could actually go down to these lows, and it did just that. And I've had some private conversations with people since then. I had one friend of mine. I was telling him that I felt that Apple was actually a really good short term buy below 510. I told him, I said I think it could go to 570, 580 real quick. And it closed Friday at 571. I'm only telling you this now because I think best case scenario, Apple has about 18, 19 points left to the upside, and it might not even get that. If what I think is going to happen in the general markets comes to fruition, I think we could start to see some selling early next week. But we could have one more thrust higher. We might have some follow through from Friday's close. That's quite potential. But my upside is right around about 590 is the highest I think Apple could potentially go. And then I think, and I really hesitate to tell people where I think Apple is going because it sounds pretty ridiculous, but let me back up. I oftentimes use the RSI. I use the RSI and ADX a lot. And when a stock has a trend change, or when a stock is in a trend, it generally rallies, a bearish trend, generally rallies between 20 and 60, and then it rolls over. And that looks to be, and the fact that we're not even above 50 yet, it tells me that this is weak. This basically dead cat bounce up. The ADX is pointing down, so that's telling me that this is a counter trend move. What else? Volume expanded on the move down. But really what I want to do is I want to go to the weekly chart, because this weekly chart is really going to paint a picture for where I think Apple is heading next. Again, I really hesitate because it sounds so out there, and I really don't like it when other people make crazy outlandish calls, but I think Apple is heading down to 400. And while that sounds like an incredible move, and I don't have a timetable, it might happen. I have no timetable. It really depends on this downturn. Like my market timing signal re-triggered a sell signal on Friday, and so I suspect that we're going to start to see some accelerated losses soon. But it's difficult to say. Maybe we go a little bit higher and then roll over. Anybody can see the head and shoulder pattern forming here. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. But even if we fell to 400, which I think would represent a tremendous buying opportunity, and I actually think we could go under 400 just to scare the bejesus out of people, but it still would not really break the incredible uptrend that we've had since the '09 bottom. I mean, we wouldn't even surpass 2011 lows. Like, this, in my opinion, would be the best thing that would happen for the sustainability of this long-term uptrend in Apple. It's just getting so top-heavy. We have not been below 30 on the RSI since '08. This is incredible and unsustainable, I might add. So people ask me, where do I think Apple's going? I think over the next 6 months, I think we're going below 400.